years of teaching projector sewing, I've tested a lot of pattern projector files, and not all of them are created equal. So in this video, I'm breaking down 10 of the best places I found to get projector sewing patterns. The ones that are going to actually save you time and frustration. Now, before we dive in, quick reminder, there are a lot of sewing pattern designers out there. If your favorite doesn't get mentioned today, feel free to put it in the comments. I also have a mega list of several projector companies. I just haven't had a chance to really test them all. But if you would like to see my list of companies that offer projector files, you can download it in the description below. So first, let's talk about what makes a good projector file sewing pattern. And this is my very short list, okay? First, they have to have layers that you can turn on and off, that you can select your sizes. They need thick, easy to see pattern lines and visible text. The pieces should be laid out efficiently with the grain line going in the same direction. And they should be designed to make vector editing for pattern alterations easy. Not every pattern company does this well, but these that I'm showing you today definitely do. They do all these things, and you're going to have a great experience as you are projecting these patterns. First up, we're going to spotlight Jalie. Jalie has a huge size range on all of their patterns. When you buy one of their patterns, they come in kids all the way up to adults. They don't have a lot of baby patterns, but when you buy a single pattern, it does come from kids to adults. They're basically focused on activewear and costumes and leotards, but they also have good basics and wardrobe staples. Jalie really is amazing because they were actually early adopters of projector files, and their projector files are amazing. I've never had an issue with their files, and you can tell that their patterns are well drafted, even though they have a wide size range. But I do recommend them for advanced beginners and up, since they have technical drawings in the instructions that might be more difficult for beginner sewists to understand, but they are great. Next, we're going to jump over to Greenstyle patterns. And if you are a fan of athleisure and leggings, sports bras, activewear, or even very on-trend styles, then you're going to love Greenstyle. They really have a lot of options. I would say the majority of their patterns are women's, but they do have something for the whole family. Their projector files are well formatted if you need to make any type of pattern alteration. I've been a long fan of the next one, and that is Ellie and Mac. Ellie and Mac is a projector sewing favorite. They were also early adopters of the projector sewing movement, and they offer trendy designs. They have frequent sales, so if you're looking for a deal, then make sure you're joining their newsletter because they have sales often. And they are very beginner-friendly patterns. They want you to succeed in making this pattern. So if you haven't tried them out yet, I highly recommend them, especially for beginners. They have a lot of visuals in their patterns and a ton of sew-along videos so you can have success when you are sewing their patterns. And again, they're really affordable as well, and their projector files are really among the best. We're going to jump over to another one that's a little bit different, and that is Seamwork. Seamwork is technically a membership, but you can also buy their patterns individually if you prefer to do that. They also have different levels of memberships, which determine how many patterns you can download each month. And a membership not only gives you access to their patterns, but it gives you access to a sewing community that is very active, where you can ask questions and get things answered. They have monthly classes that you can join, and they have a ton of courses specifically for patterns on how to sew it or sew alongs, and lots of technical things that they will help you learn how to get better at sewing. So if you are looking to kind of improve or step up your sewing game, then you might consider a membership to Seamwork. Most of their patterns are geared towards women, and I would say their community is comprised of women. And just because that is what they offer, they have a lot of patterns for women. They do have some unisex and men's patterns as well, but it's mostly geared towards women's clothing. So if you're looking to improve your sewing skills and you want a lot of resources right at your fingertips, along with that community cheering you on, then you might consider joining Seamwork. Their projector files are really well done. They are on point and following all the suggestions in the projector community, and you can tell that they're also very well drafted patterns on how they have done them. I've also done a complete process video using a Seamwork pattern, and I will link it here in the description and maybe up here as well. Next, we're going to jump over. Seamwork didn't have a ton of children's clothing, but this next one has a lot of patterns for kids, and that is Peekaboo Patterns. And if you sew for kids or just for a family, you'll want to check them out. They have a ton of children's designs and also some adult patterns. Their patterns really are practical, everyday wear, and it's great for moms who are sewing for their families or just to have that little outlet. It's also great for beginners. Again, their instructions are very visual as well and easy to follow along. And their projector files are also well done, following all the guidance that has been given. These next two go hand in hand because they are sister companies. They are literally sister companies. They were founded by sisters. And the first one is Made for Mermaids. And they're really known for like their knit garments and their feminine styles. Very on trend and flattering wearable pieces that you're going to find. Their projector files are also very well done and great for projecting. The sister company is Patterns for Pirates, and it's a lot of the same line, but I say if you don't find what you're looking for in Made for Mermaids, Patterns for Pirates probably has what you're looking for, or vice versa on there. They have a large social media following as well, and they're tried and true patterns that are really on style. And if you are a beginner sewist and you're just looking for, you don't want to spend a lot of money on patterns yet, these companies have like a ton of freebies on there. So many freebies that you can practice with those projector files, practice in small projects that you can have great success, and just get a feel for what their patterns look like and their great projector files. This next one, it focuses mostly on kids' clothes again, and that is Lowland Kids. And they definitely have this whole aesthetic of comfort wear. It's mostly for kids again, but they do have some adult patterns. But all of their patterns are like the quickest projects. They're quick, they're simple to put together, and they always turn out like amazing, like great. And my kids love to wear anything I make from Lowland Kids, and they are picky. I have picky kids, but they're always so comfortable in these patterns. I really do recommend you checking them out. And again, they do have, I've never had issues with their projector files. They've always been well done, and the patterns turn out great. For a long time, this next one I said is just like perfect for projector sewing, and that is Apostrophe Patterns. And they're unique because with a little creativity, you can produce an entire capsule wardrobe from just the few pattern templates that you see on their website. And when you first log in, it may seem like there's not a lot of pattern options, but that's really far from the truth. Apostrophe patterns are customizable. Not that you can change what the sleeve looks like. You can make them to your size. So they are my fit, and that's what they say all over there. You can change the size, but you also get to decide how long it is based on the measurements, how short it is. You can even change the fabric stretch percentage, like something that was originally drafted for stretch fabrics. You may put in 0 stretch for a woven fabric and it will adjust the pattern for you. And that's how it becomes very versatile. They can be also drafted to standard sizes. They now have standard sizes you can put in there, or you could put in your unique measurements. It generates that unique pattern for you to your measurements. So when you get to the very end, you've put in all your information for it, then you can download it. They have options for printable files, but they also have an option for a projector file. And it's a single size because you made it custom size to you, which is great. And it's laid out perfectly for projectors. And it is a match made in heaven because you've drafted it to your size. You're not going to have to make any pattern alterations. And it projects really well. The possibilities with some of these patterns are endless. And you can use the pattern generator. Once you buy that pattern, you can use that pattern generator as many times as you want. There is not a limit on how much you can use it. And that's really great because you can make something for the whole family on there in sizes that you may not see in a normal pattern. This next one and last one is along kind of the same lines, and it is sewist.com. And this one's a little bit more tech forward, but it is perfect for any of those budding pattern designers out there. And it takes away a lot of the math and self-drafting to create many custom styles. And it will generate patterns based on your measurements. So there's lots of components to this website. So they will generate patterns based on your measurements, including like just basic blocks. So if you want to design from a basic block that is customized to your sizes, you can get a customized block and then change it. They offer projector files, and I did their free pattern and I downloaded the projector file, and it came in really, really long, and I didn't love it. I wanted it as wide as my table. It was easy to work with in Affinity and change the lines as I needed. So it really was very vector friendly. And I haven't had a chance to play with their website a whole lot, but they also have a pattern CAD program, a sewing CAD program for those who really want to get in there and design. So kind of just throwing that out there, that this is out there. I probably would not recommend sewist.com to any beginner sewist because this is more geared towards those who are ready to kind of experiment and create new and interesting patterns based on measurements and learning to draft in a more easy way. But there you have it, 10 amazing places to get projector-friendly sewing patterns. Now, a quick tip, always check the pattern listing to make sure it includes a projector file, because keep in mind that some patterns were created before projector files were recommended. And some of these pattern companies that haven't had a chance to update their whole backlist and don't plan to, or just haven't gotten to it yet. So just double check. I always want to say double check even these pattern companies just to make sure they include projector files. And if you haven't already, make sure to get access to my mega list of pattern companies with projector files. I'll have a link in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you enjoyed it, and join me next time to learn more about using your projector for sewing. Thank you. Bye.